Hey, welcome to the Last Lap Live. We're back again. We were off last week because of Speed Week, even though the previous week I said we were going to be here. But what are you going to do? Sometimes we don't know. We missed one a few weeks back and didn't know we were going to.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. So when the All-Stars come in for 2 days close, then apparently we're not on. But that happens. So we got I would assume we got a good show. There's a lot of people talking about it when they found out who's going to be on today. Tearing stuff up over there, Steven?
Oops.
DJ Foose and Cap Henry will be on with us after the break.
I liked your text to me after I posted it. You were like, seriously?
Yeah, I was surprised as the other people I saw was up on Facebook.
Well, I've always been a firm believer of go straight to the source. Everybody's talking, and I just figure, what the heck, we might as well try it.
Yeah.
What's worst case scenario?
Why not? So next week we're gonna maybe get on a Dussel and an Ivy Claim after
That's
their
funny
ordeal on
because
Thursday.
someone else said that too. Maybe you should have John and Nate come on.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would be willing though.
Yeah, you never know.
These two guys were pretty cool about
Yeah, we left them out there
alone.
So it's not louder out there than it is in here. So hopefully we'll have a good conversation with them. But so let's talk about the races. We had a Thursday and a Saturday Speed Week shows. Big crowds both night.
I think Saturday was our best crowd, I think Farmer said, ever.
Really?
Yeah, it was a really big crowd. It was a really big night. Thursday was big too.
There was a lot of people there Saturday. It was probably the most people I'd ever seen stay to watch a truck race.
Right.
Because the crowd, you could see there a little bit at the opening. It was amazing to hear the roar when our ball came across for the checkered flag.
I didn't get to see it, but I heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good stuff for sure. You could see it happening from about 5 laps before that. It took Art quite a while to get around Matt Foose. He was just running a certain pattern that Art couldn't get him going down the front straightaway, and he finally got him. Then they had a yellow, and it bunched the field back up. And I talked to Art afterwards, and he said, I think I can get him. And he was right. They actually crossed each other over there at the end and got into each other a little bit. And I tell you what, for 76 years old, jumping on top of the truck and beating on the roof and all that.
I post that. I get out there after that, but I seen you post that, and I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
like
really
you said,
neat.
to be able to still do that, how many people can even still think about doing it?
Yeah, exactly. It was neat. Dale Blaney dominated the week, obviously, won almost all of them. And even him at the end got up on almost to the wing. And,
See, I said this the other night. I think Dale has come into a whole new personality. He's not always been real charismatic and real. I don't think he's way more outgoing. I see him pointing to the crowd and coming out and waving and stuff. He just seems to have a little bit more personality. Maybe things are a little chiller for him. Of course, when he comes to Fremont, we almost always write him the big check.
Yeah, I would agree with that though. He's I guess you could say he's opened up more, but he jumped up in front of Danny Holtgraver. Holtgraver won the opener down at Eldora, and there's a picture of Dale in front of it, like, hey, I'm the one who belongs here. And he was right. I mean, about the rest of them, he belonged there, but he's definitely been entertaining. He's on Twitter now too, so you can actually follow him on Twitter, and he's kind of funny on there, and his daughter's been posting pictures of them doing funny things. And
text her, or I Facebook messaged her today to get an address because he came up and did a autograph session, and I told her he needs to pay her a little more now that he's winning all that race for her personal assistance.
Yeah.
She's always selling the shirts and doing all that, and she said, oh, he'll pay me more. I'm going off to college soon. I said, oh yeah, good point.
That's why he's trying to win so much then, so he can afford to pay for that.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what happened to Dave Blaney. Wasn't he going to come over for the Speed Week show?
I thought he was coming over on Thursday, is what I had heard, and until you just brought that up, it never crossed my mind again. Thursday I was
I'm sure
all over the board, but until just now it never occurred to me that he wasn't there.
There were a lot of different guys there though. There was a ton of Australians there.
Yeah.
Jamie Veal and James McFadden and Stuart Williams is there most weeks.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of guys from different places that I was really surprised. We had 51 cars on Thursday, and do we have 44
I think,
on Saturday? Some of the guys left and went over to the Pennsylvania Speed Week and kept going over there, and they're still racing. But it's definitely a good car count and good racing.
Did Wayne Johnson? No. Who ran early in the week? Ran real well.
Danny Dietrich was there.
Danny Dietrich went over and won his first night out over at the Pennsylvania Speed Week.
Right, Friday night.
Yeah.
After he made it on Thursday at Fremont, got to race with him a little bit actually. It's kind of neat. But
I wish we could have those nights every weekend. I like having all those cars there. I don't know, it's exciting to me.
yeah, it is neat to see that many cars and see who doesn't make it and who doesn't make it. And
Well, when the ones that don't make it, the names that are sitting in the pits, I'm just wowed by. Because I'm thinking, I can't even imagine how good that feature would be. Those cars that did make it
there
into
was,
the show.
I think one of the heat races Saturday, Dean Jacobs, Stevie Smith, and Jack Hodenshield battling for last in the heat race. It was amazing to see that. Depending on how you draw and all that kind of stuff, it can mess up your qualifying time.
Some of those guys really struggled, like the whole week. I know Holgraver went out early on and won. Was that the first night?
Yeah, first night
because
outdoor.
they rained out, and then just the rest of the week he struggled. And you mentioned Stevie Smith. He struggled. Seemed like all week.
Yeah, did he make one feature maybe? At Lima, I think he started in near the top 5 and ended up 10th maybe, or
Yeah.
9th or 10th. But he struggled
It
quite a bit.
amazes me to watch some of those teams that were on top of the world and where you full circle.
Well, Shane Stewart struggled both nights
Yeah,
at Fremont,
yeah.
at least. But
Yeah, he sure did. Early on in the week, he was passing a bunch of cars. Cause I know a couple times he started back in 18th and maybe.
did a real good run at Waynesfield. I went
Yeah.
down there to watch at Waynesfield.
Yep.
I didn't make it to Atomics, so I don't know how it went down there. But so let's talk about the kickball event a little bit. We had 26,
26 of you.
26,
Yeah.
27 drivers that decided they wanted my hairstyle. Steven over there, he's got the same one there.
Yep.
That was that was entertaining. There was some guys that shaved or that colored their hair
Yeah.
and still have colored heads.
Farmer did. He did his blue, and some of the other guys did pink. And I kept saying, I don't really think it's a really good idea. And once he gets something, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and he was off to Walmart. And I said, I'm pretty sure that that's going to color your scalp, not just your hair. How does it know not to color?
You can go ahead and play that video and just keep the volume.
So
down a
yeah,
little
them
bit.
guys that got shaved, some of them did like multicolor, so they had all different colored hair head.
Josh
skin.
Harrison, his was bright pink.
Bright
Dan Hennig was bright pink.
Yeah,
Both of their heads on Saturday still
we're still pink.
were very pink. Yeah, I told him they needed to go to the car wash
Yeah,
to get that off. But I don't know who it was that had his hair was pink and blue, and
Kent Weaver.
Kent Weaver,
Yeah.
his head was definitely it's going to be like that for a while, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what they used.
I thought
But-
they all used the same kind of stuff, but Kent's was really.
Was it Rick clothing dye or something? Because that's what it looked like. It was pretty stiff stuff. There's Tyler Gunn had
Phenomenal.
he raised what $3,200, $3,300.
Plus, there's a promissory note from a fraternal order of something there in Napoleon.
There's There's TJ Michael's got his tongue hanging out. He's enjoying that way too much.
Definitely.
Shaving
And Jordan had
Jordan
a
Ryan's
lot of
head.
hair, and you notice he made a stripe down the middle.
There you go. There's the pink and blue head
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, these guys were really. You all were great sports about it, and he went well and beyond what I expected. I was really hoping for. When I do these things, I always put this little goal because it makes me work harder. So I made a $5,000 goal. That was where I wanted to be with it, and
You just barely made that.
barely doubled it.
Barely
Yeah.
over doubled it.
Over doubled
Yeah.
it. I just sent everything off this morning to down there, and our grand total was $11,093.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's just for the kickball
That's
event. We've
just
got
the
the
kickball.
kickball game coming up in September.
Yep, and I got a poker run going, a kick it. Now I got to switch gears. A kick it poker run. All cars, trucks, bikes, whatever. Everybody can participate, but we have a DJ.
Is that the flyer right there?
No, this is actually the
Okay.
classic car flyer for this weekend, but I did get the flyers out for the poker run today, got them posted on our social media stuff, and so every month I'm trying to do some kind of event leading up to the actual kickball game. Next week I'm going to open up the teams. I've got a lot of people like, we want a team, so we're going to have to kind of watch, limit it, because we have limited time to play on that
Right.
because it's a race day, and
Starts like 10 o'clock in the morning, and
yeah. And last year we went. It was, we had 13 teams. We limited it, and I would like to give the teams that played last year, because they did such a good, they worked really hard, and the ones that want to play again this year, I'm going to open it up to them first. But even if, there's other ways you can help if you're not on a team.
Right.
There's always something to do. So looking forward.
You could always
to
be
it.
a sub on one of those teams if the teams get closed up.
Yeah.
So. I want to mention that there's a bunch of pictures from this weekend and from the kickball event and everything on cjgilbertphotography.com. That's the track photographer, and he's taken a lot of great photos, and he started shooting from a new place this week from underneath the flag stand.
It was really funny because I didn't know he was under there, and Stan Barnes, he cleans for us the restrooms and stuff, and he cleans for the fair board, and he come in the office all worked up because there was some crazy man under the flag stand, and he's like, I think somebody needs to go make him move. And I'm like, well, what's he doing under there? He said, he's taking pictures. And I said, well, let me go take a look. And here it was CJ, Chris.
Right.
Yeah. But Stan was all sorts of worked up, thinking that he was going to get killed under the flag stand there.
He said there was one close call, and he's got a picture of it. Brandon Wimmer's coming right at him.
Right.
And it's a little nerve-wracking. It could be scary for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right, well, let's got that racing thing out of the way. Let's go ahead and take a break. We have any highlights or anything this show? Nope. We got nothing to show. We're just going to go to commercial. All right, we're going to go to commercial, and we're going to come back with the current and former driver of the Maryland Gensman, number 53, and current driver of the 11F, DJ Foose and Cap Henry. So come on back.
Get out your classic car and cruise in the Fremont Speedway this Saturday, July 5th. The first 20 classic cruisers into the fairgrounds will get free admission into the night's racing. The fireworks will be on the track that Action built with the fast 410 sprints, 305 sprints, and dirt trucks. Celebrate your independence by cruising in the Fremont Speedway Saturday. Kids 10 and under are always free admission. For times and ticket info, go to FremontOHSpeedway.com. Fremont Speedway, the track that Action built.
Napa know-how.
Oh, yeah.
Napa Legend batteries are built to last and loaded with power.
Nice.
Come on, Pete, hook me up.
What?
Hook me up.
That was a one-time thing. You said we weren't.
Hook me up, man. Come on. Come on.
Last time.
Come on. Oh, okay. Get it up. Insist on Napa Legend batteries.
Not that bad.
Welcome back to the Last Lap Live. Brian Smith, Shelly, this guy, and we're with DJ Foose and Cap Henry over there. The cameras are the blue lights there. Don't pay any attention to those. Yeah, we're just talking.
Normally we go over that with them.
Yeah, normally we do that ahead of time, but it didn't really work out. As usual, all you people out there missed the best conversation because it's out there in the staging area. We come in here and the cameras are on and everything, and it usually...
Everybody tightens up. And that's where we start that whole what's your hobby talk and how many kids you got. And,
So you guys are both on because we need controversy. We need
there goes Steve
anything. We need him to stop beating up that ass. Anything to get people to watch the show. So we'll just start. We'll get the elephant in the room out of the way. Cap, you're the driver of the Maryland Gensman 53. DJ, you were. And now you got your own stuff back together this past weekend. Had a great run. And these guys were out there all by themselves, and there was no issues. So
scratches.
That you know of.
Yeah, well, that we know of.
They could have been really quiet, too, and they just sat out there and looked at each other, though.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it was. But DJ, we'll start with you. Just kind of go through. You were in that car last year for the first year, right? Your rookie year, and did you kind of get in a sophomore slump this year here, or what kind of happened so far this season?
We just didn't start out very well, and once you get in the hole, it's hard to get out of the hole. We had one good run, and then the next night we struggled. So I'd call it the sophomore slump. We just weren't that good this year. So I mean, they had to bring somebody else in like Cat to see if they could improve the problem. I mean, I'm the easiest thing to fix.
It's always a nut behind the wheel, right?
Yeah. So I mean, they did that, and I don't know. I hope they got it fixed. But I just decided that I didn't feel I was no longer needed, so I decided to quit, and I put my own deal back together for this past weekend.
So did you still had a car left over?
Yeah, I actually have 2 cars left over. So I hope I don't need the other one. But so I
But
just
as a
went through
racer,
and
you-
finished it all up.
You know that that's the smart thing to do.
Oh yeah, I mean
you
I had.
never get in someone else's stuff. It's never forever.
Yeah, it's not forever. I mean, it's one of those deals. I knew you can kind of get the vibe like we were talking about. I mean, I knew things weren't going well, and it was kind of week to week. I didn't know if I was in or cap. So I mean, it was just I decided it was my time to step out.
So did you guys have any kind of relationship before this?
We grew up racing together. I
So you
mean,
raced karts and stuff together?
Yeah.
That's kind of why when I suggested calling you guys, I know everybody was like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" Brian texted me, "Seriously?" That was my text. My response was, "Yep, yeah." But
This is something usually you stay away from. You know, I mean, at least for a couple weeks. You know, you kind of let it blow over and stuff. Because both you guys have supporters and non-supporters.
and like Cap said, DJ is like a fan favorite at Free.
I grew up going to Fremont Speedway,
Yeah.
so everybody knows me and my family, and they're gonna support me. Where Cat, he was traveling,
He's
like
kind of
you said
thumbing his
earlier.
nose at
Yeah.
us, and you know.
Oh, that's a
pretty-
shot at you already.
Well,
It's how it always is. Always like that.
Cap supported my events and everything, and I respect the heck out of him. But he's never been real quiet about or shy about the fact that Fremont isn't his favorite place, and he's not the only one. I mean, it's tough, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. It doesn't mean we don't like you. I tell Danny Holker that all the time. He's like, I hate Fremont. And I'm like, you'll get to like her. You just have to figure
You
it out.
won a race there not that long ago. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that you won.
It was
there.
over a year ago.
Oh, well, yeah, over a year ago, but that's not that long ago.
But it was literally painful for me to watch like the social media wars, not with these two, but with everybody else like around them. And I'm thinking, how bad for these two guys? They're gonna have to run into each other. It's not like you guys are never gonna race together again.
So how do you handle that, that kind of stuff? Because everything is so social media right now, and we're on YouTube right now. So how do you handle that?
I just laughed at it. I thought it was funny. I'd text my friends about it. We'd all laugh and make fun of it, and I didn't care. It's one of the, like, I'm kind of used to it. I was, out on the road, like, you ran into people and you didn't like them, and is what it is. Move on. It was nothing. It wasn't like I stepped in the car like, oh, I'm gonna get rid of DJ Foose. It wasn't that. I was asked to drive a race car, and unfortunately, it was the one DJ was driving at the time. It wasn't to replace DJ. It was just I wanted to race. I was asked to race.
And it's such a cutthroat business. I mean, y'all will stab each other in the back for a ride. It is what it is. Like we talked out there. You probably weren't going to be shy about calling and getting in DJ's ride. And there was probably 20 other local racers that were going to, if DJ was going to step out or whatever was going on, somebody else was going to capitalize on it because they don't want that car to sit. And everybody wants to race.
You're kind of in a unique situation, though. I don't know how much you want to say, but you're tight with Guy Myers, who's the mechanic. I assume he's still the mechanic on the street. So you've known him for a long time, and I mean, how do you? I know you, and I know that you're not gonna get in there and try to steal DJ's ride, not that kind of way. So I mean, how did you approach that when you knew things were kind of going funny?
It actually just kind of worked out that, obviously everyone was pretty new when the season started. That I didn't have a ride. Basically, by the time we had figured out that we didn't have the money to run my own car, it was too late to try and get in anything at the beginning of the season. I was just too late to say I was available.
Right.
I went out and ran that 82 car, and I knew the 82 car was going to be short-lived. I mean, realistically, everybody that drives it's short-lived. And I had gotten a phone call saying that, hey, this car might be available. So I naturally called Guy, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he didn't say much. He goes, well, stuff's not great, but we're not looking to replace him. And I go, okay, fine, just call me if the chance ever becomes available. Well, finally it came up that I don't know what the deal was. I never asked, didn't care. I was asked to drive the car for the Outlaw show. I was like, yeah, sure. And I knew full well when I got into it that if the car was DJ's ride, it was going to be DJ's ride after that. Whatever reason was given, I was asked to run the Outlaw show, and that was my only plan to run it. And then it was like a couple weeks later, they called me to run Speed Week. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll run Speed Week in it. Never asked if DJ was still in it or not. It wasn't my concern, wasn't my priority. I was just doing the races I was asked to do in it. Simple as that.
But on the flip side of that, that really wasn't helping you either.
No,
Because
it's hard to get better if you're not
Well,
racing.
and when you're not confident, that had to be a blow to your
Oh,
confidence.
it was.
Not to belittle you. It would be anybody to say, you know what, I'm good enough to do this, but I'm not good enough to do that, and then put the bouncing back and forth. That seemed to be just more
Right.
chaotic in your camp than everything. That just kept building, and I just
Is this the first time you've been in this kind of situation?
As in. what
Well,
do
for
you
the
mean?
most part, you've driven your dad's.
Well,
you and your dad have been together.
when
let's
I
put that
first started, I started racing for Rich Farmer, and then through my second year, the opportunity came to buy Farmer out. It was buy him out or we're done, kind of deal.
Right.
So we decided to buy him out, and then after that, it escalated to being pretty good. So then the opportunity came up with Maryland, and then this is what
Sure.
back home. I'm back home now.
Right, but you've never been through a deal where you've been in another car and then you've been out or you've gotten into another car with somebody else. So
No.
that's fortunate.
or even that sick feeling when you walk in the shop and you know that the air, because it wasn't like that with Farmer, because I know he
Oh, no.
more than all of you. It just
Yeah.
I think he was stepping out, and
Yeah, it was just a deal. We had the opportunity to buy it, and he believed in me. So I mean, he didn't just say, "Okay, you're out, somebody else is in." He
Right.
believed in me. He gave me the opportunity to buy it, and we jumped on it. So now it's hard to. I wouldn't say I got fired. I quit, but
At this point, it doesn't matter.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter.
That's how it
But-
works. You did get fired over there, and over here you quit. That's just, and then your side thinks it was bad for you, and then all that kind of stuff.
but
But
you went out Saturday night and you struggled a little bit on Thursday. Saturday night, I thought you were
Saturday was like driving a whole different race car than Thursday night.
yeah.
Saturday the car it did everything I wanted it to do and more.
yeah, I think I know one of the reasons why that is, though, is he had an unfair advantage because
You're gonna
his
say
dad
Brian
Dave
Kemp.
was walking around. Okay, he was kind of surveying the whole deal, and then Brian Kemenall was working on it, and then Stephen Linder was in there working on it too. So he had that was quite a bit of.
The
quite a bit
joke
of
was
knowledge
we were
there.
the Miami Heat of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I thought when I walked over there. I told Brian, I said, "This isn't fair with these two guys working on this,"
Yeah.
but it paid off. So the car must have felt pretty good.
It
And
was
see now, DJ can go to the races and have a little bit of fun. You're in the hot seat now because you have something that has to be proven. You know,
What's the deal on that right now? What's the standing? Because
I'm racing it this weekend, and that's all I know.
so does that make it? How does that make it for you mentally? Is your stuff still coming together?
It's sitting there. I guess I mean, it's together, but it's not any closer to being like pulled out of the shop anytime soon. But this weekend really, it's kind of in my mind, it's kind of a bad situation because we debuted a new car Saturday. I had been running the same car that DJ had been running the whole time, and loved it. Thought it was an awesome race car, and then unfortunately, I destroyed the thing at Lima.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I destroyed the car qualifying at Lima like an idiot, and then we
That's
did.
not the first time you've got into the wall at Lima
No,
in a new car.
qualifying.
Yeah,
that was
qualifying.
2 years in a row.
Yeah.
This time I made it half a lap further.
Because it was in Rick Ferkel's car, right? Where
Yeah.
You got into it there.
But,
Alright, anyway.
But we debuted that new car at Saturday, and it was like the opposite deal for us. He didn't like his car Thursday, and I loved our car Thursday. And he liked his car Saturday, and I hated our car Saturday. Like, I couldn't wait to get out of it.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that as we were walking down the pit lane there. You didn't seem
I was
that happy with it. But.
very unhappy with it. I couldn't get comfortable in it. I couldn't drive it the way I wanted to drive it. I felt like I was going to spin out every time I turned the steering wheel. It was like, and like this all the time, which is not a good feeling for me.
Yeah.
But, I guess this weekend's either prove something or back to ride shopping.
Tell Marilyn that I'm interested, just like you said.
or he will.
So,
Yeah.
just let
Phone
me know.
call by the time I get over there.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get there in time with DJ, so you gotta let me know there. But so, what's your outlook now for the rest of your DJ?
Not real sure. I know this Saturday I'll be racing, but from there on out, we're just gonna have to play it by ear and see what happens.
Now, I heard that you had rented a motor from Kistler. So, are you still looking for a motor to finish the year? Or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. That's usually the toughest thing. Is
That's the most expensive.
cap was sitting for the same reason. so,
Correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes it hard. But this is that awkward time where I ran out of stuff for a minute. Now we look at Shelly and she's got to come up with
I go-
something.
She's got nothing, and we
Dude.
all just sit
I
here
got
like
nothing. We
this.
can twiddle our
Deer in
thumbs.
headlight. Like, it's not my turn yet.
Can't believe we ran out of stuff already. What does your dad have to say about this? Are you back in the home garage
The
now?
man that chased me down in the Jimmy John's drive-through window today, I'm like texting, waiting for my sandwich, and I hear on the window, and there stands Dave Boost, and he's like, "So what's the whole concept of this show tonight?" I said, "Well, honestly, it really wasn't to stir up trouble. It was more of because it really does suck for the sport. When,
Oh, yeah.
when
Well, not really. It brings controversy,
It
and everyone
does.
wants to see what happens.
for
Well, we'll find out on the number of viewers at the
Well,
end
for
of the
the
day.
controversial people that like to get on pit gate and
And
that stuff,
drama.
but for your sponsors and your car, I mean, let's face it, Maryland's been around a long time,
Oh, yeah.
and how much fun is that for her? And I mean, and that 53 car is gonna until they get a plan, it's gonna struggle. I just never thought you can pull a driver every week and do a different driver. I think you have to have a solid team, and again, that's just my opinion. But if you're all over the board, it's hard to become solid.
Yeah, you got to make something home. You got to make it feel everything right.
Right. And the back and forth all the time, put, you in one week and you in the next week and you in, we talked about the 83 car, the Stevie Smith car, prime example. They're racing a little, they're not. They got the Myers guy in it once in a while. And then
The Myers guy, the 2-time World of Outlaws
that
champion,
guy.
the Myers guy. That's how easy you're forgotten.
He's gone.
Who's that Jason guy? Never heard of
Not
it.
Jason, the Myers guy.
You got to be there. That's one of the things we talked about when you didn't have a ride, is that you'd see Cap at the races all the time and just walking around. But you have to be
You can't get out of the light.
You can't.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I said that to Brian Savito a couple weeks ago. Well, when he left the 33 car and we all went for a bike ride, and I asked him if he missed it, and he said, "No, I'm going to Mohegan this weekend." And the next weekend we do like this rolling bike night, and we went again. And I said, "You got anything to race this weekend?" He said, "No." I said, "Are you going?" He goes, "No, I'm going back down to Mohegan." And I'm like, "You do know that's suicide, right?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "You have to stay in people's mind, out of sight, out of mind." And but he wants to do some things, and he seems to be okay with it. I know.
Who's in the 97 now, isn't
But
he?
I don't know if they. I haven't heard. Have you guys heard?
They're gonna be at Attica Friday.
Are they?
Yeah, I saw him tweet something about being in something longer, or being in it
Yeah.
longer. So maybe he did have that a little longer. But I don't know. With that deal, I don't know the ceilings at all. But it didn't end real well with Dean Jacobs. I'll just put it that way. He wasn't real happy.
Correct.
So
Was your hint when he took the seat and threw it over the fence?
That was Sam.
Oh, okay.
Sam did that.
Okay. I wondered how that.
I didn't see that. What happened there?
Lima Land after qualifying, I think Floyd said the easiest thing to replace is the driver. And
Yep.
then-
And he said, "Okay,
Oh, Sam Hafertees.
peace."
Oh yeah, that is right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, by the time heat races started, there was a 97 car sitting there with no seat.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Because I thought about just dragging mine down there.
Yeah, that's funny. I ran Mansfield for a team one time, and it was a pavement race. I shouldn't have been there anyway. But I came off the racetrack, and long story short, I had to go to the bathroom. Take off on a four-wheeler, come back. The seat was out and in my truck, and they had the door waiting to go up with the four-wheeler once I got back with the four-wheeler. So,
Really?
yeah, it's a volatile sport, isn't
Yeah.
it? Things happen quickly.
You can't
Well,
have
probably
feelings.
you guys. Do you carry your helmet bag and your helmet and suit with you when you go someplace?
A lot of times I do, just
And
because you
you?
never know.
No.
No.
You don't take it with you? You go to the races and don't take it with you?
I don't want it. The luck is that someone's going to be injured and then I'll be replacing them, and that's not a great situation either.
There's no great situation when you're replacing.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't happen as much anymore that, like, you show up to the racetrack and there's a car there with no driver. It just doesn't happen anymore.
Even though you saw it happen in Lima this week.
Yeah.
Well, there was a driver in it when it got
Yeah,
there.
You your deal here is you weren't quite in the same situation, but it could be good or bad that you had a car ready to go.
Well, she wasn't ready to go.
Well,
I
but-
put a lot of work into it.
Right, but you know what I mean is you could put it together and then you got your own stuff. So now, if a ride does pop up, they might think, DJ's already got a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens that way that he's got
And a
something
lot
to
of
drive. I'll
times
ask
after
somebody else.
Speed Week's tough on people, and you
Oh,
see
for
a
sure.
lot of changes and stuff like there. But like I said, they're all calling. Do you think? I mean, just because I'm sure Joe Seeling's still getting calls, no matter who's
Yeah.
going to be in that car. It's
Sure.
it's the nature
Especially a
of
car
the
that's had a
beast.
bunch of people in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just kind of lends itself to having more people in it.
Well, and Dean had 2 cars, so
Yeah, it bummed me out because I was supposed to run the 9-car Thursday and Saturday, and then he wrecked it at Wayne County, and then that deal was over. And it's like, darn. Jerry McClure, the guy that owns it, was going to call me, or called me and told me that Dean needed it. Then, darn it, I got to run my own stuff.
Yep.
I hadn't even taken mine out of the trailer from the week before, and I hadn't worked on it yet because I assumed I was going to be in that.
That's just lazy.
But yeah,
he
That's
just
just
told me before he
lazy.
came here that he just got it. He just came from the car wash. It's Tuesday, and I was like, it's Tuesday.
well,
On my way home, when I drive home from work, I'm like, oh, Brian's there.
yeah. See, I usually go there on Tuesdays because Julie's over there at the car wash on Tuesdays. But I raced on Thursday and had so much stuff to do Friday and Saturday morning that I pushed it in the trailer Thursday night and rolled
This
it out at the
golfing
races on
does-
Saturday.
Frisbee golfing or whatever that is.
No,
doesn't
I
count.
had other stuff to do. in between.
WD-40 and rag goes a long way on a race car.
Yeah, that's all.
Cleans
That's
it
all.
right
I did. I forgot my air cleaner at home,
Ooh.
so I had to run back to my house, get the air cleaner, and come back and clean the nozzles after the gates open. But I got it done. We still made the show, so it doesn't have to be perfectly clean. That 1A car ran around for years. Actually, the 1A car is still
Still
running
does.
around without going to the
Correct.
car wash.
Yeah.
That's how the 54 car was for like a long time. It never got washed.
Yeah.
If it was fast, it certainly didn't get washed. Usually it got washed when it got wrecked because we had to work on it.
I must have learned that from them because we were teammates for 5 years, so it must have just been a team thing. I
Was
didn't
that
have to
just
go.
because they were
That was
lazy
because
and didn't
AJ
want to do it, or
it took away from their drinking time.
yeah, then there's that. So both of you are gonna race this weekend? Yeah, Friday, Saturday. Just
I'm running Friday, Saturday.
well, DJ,
I'm
you
just
gotta be
Saturday.
in. You gotta be in fast points though, aren't you?
I don't know.
Because isn't Friday a fast night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
All I know is that he showed up on Thursday and Saturday and stayed in front of me at points at Fremont.
Well,
Could have moved into
but,
6th.
but Craig is giving you guys an opportunity by sitting out all these shows.
Yeah.
That he's falling down the rack, which makes sure. You
Thanks, Craig.
Yeah.
If you're listening, thanks, Craig.
It made us probably $100 or so,
Yeah.
so that
At
worked out.
least $100.
Hey, plus you get that point at the end of the year then, right? Since you're driving your own stuff. So
Yeah. No,
that
I'm sure I'll work it out with her and see if she wants a percentage.
Yeah. Did you leave on decent terms?
Yeah,
So it's
I
just
felt everything went very well. I thanked her for everything she ever did for me. I mean, she opened up windows of opportunity. If I was coming to a 305, maybe I wouldn't have the opportunity of putting a 410 in one of my cars. So, I mean, she made it so that certain people believe in what I do and want to help me and all this. So.
And she's a pretty fair.
She's an awesome person.
She is. She really is. Some people just don't click. I mean,
No.
That's good. We'll have you back on when you get replaced with whoever you get replaced with.
Perfect.
poor Cap's gonna be in this seat all the rest of the summer because every time someone else moves into it, we're gonna keep bringing you back.
Great.
Yay!
I told them I showed up to the shop yesterday and had no idea if I was still driving the car. Like they told me to come to the shop. I'm like, well, can you?
That means they
I'm
won't
like,
stop. That's what-
can you at least tell
I know
me?
that feeling.
Can you at least tell me before I get there? Like, am I just like picking my seats up and leaving, or what's the deal?
Car owners don't do that. I don't know what that is. They don't tell you that. They want to tell you.
And they're
When you
like,
get there.
I was probably there for 15 minutes, and finally, like, I'm like, okay, is someone want to tell me if I'm racing this weekend, or do I just need to start unbolting stuff and leaving? Because this is annoying me. Then they're like, no, you're in it this week. Well, okay, so why am I here? They're like, well, we just need you to help. And then guy left like 5 minutes later, and I sat around for an hour and then just left. So I didn't do anything anyways, but it was like, oh, okay, well, this is
We're
awkward.
just checking to see if you're available.
Yeah,
Make sure that you're willing to be there.
yeah, I hung out like good friend and didn't do anything.
Typical driver. No, I'm just.
Nah,
I'm
don't
just
say that.
I'm just
So
teasing.
you are clearly outnumbered.
I'm always outnumbered. I told you,
I didn't
at least
get
you
mine out of
guys
the box
spread
for a couple
out.
days.
Usually, the guys come in here and they all sit down there by Brian, and there's this big open couch area and me. I'm like, what is it that everybody doesn't want?
Nobody
to
wants beat up by Rich.
Yeah, he's not that.
The guy with the blue head? You
Yeah.
worried about a guy with a blue head?
The blue's finally gone away. It was horrible.
Smurfs are aggressive.
It was just horrible. I
Not
couldn't
Smurfette.
believe- I mean, the shaving's one thing, but the dye was.
Where were you at? You
I
got a head of hair.
didn't
Declined.
participate. I declined
Both
properly.
of them declined, although Cap did it last year.
You could have raised big money too with all your family.
I know what. I'm sorry. I dropped the ball on that one.
You gonna
That's
play
all right.
kickball though?
We have the game coming up. You can play kickball.
If I don't have to work, I'll be there.
Well, it's on the Gen 4 Classic that Saturday the 13th.
So you won't have to work because you'll be racing that day.
I'll have to work, probably.
You guys working a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to ask them. We had other interesting stuff. We don't have to ask you what the names of your pets are or anything. Just try and get something out of
His name's Duke. He's Black Lab. He's almost going on 2.
No kids.
No kids.
Neither of you.
No.
No, that you're aware of.
I like it. I like that you have to like make it that awkward question. No kids.
Well, not that
You're a traveling driver.
Thanks, Shelly.
Yeah.
Thanks for the vote of
No,
confidence.
we were teasing about that. We get to those moments sometimes we're like, okay, now what are we going to ask them? Have any hobbies? And a lot of times they say no. So that backfires
That's it.
because you're still
Boom.
sitting there going,
Nothing. Kat, you have some hobbies. Tell us about your hobbies.
Oh, I have awesome hobbies. I race radio control cars. I race slot cars. So basically, I'm just above a Star Trek nerd.
a step above.
Barely. Barely a step above.
Yeah, I've been there.
I'm one step above a Trekkie.
You're pretty good at it, though.
I've
seen a lot of pictures of you going.
I am a 5-time national champion at my geeky sports.
A 5-time national champion RC racer or slot car racer?
Slot car racer.
What exactly does a slot
That's
car
kind
do?
of sad, actually, isn't it?
It goes around a
lot.
track with a slot in it.
So, I mean, is it electric?
It's a little toy electric car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to pull a trigger, and you actually have to lift. Everyone thinks you can just hold it wide open, and it's not that easy.
Oh, so there.
It's really not much harder than that, though.
No, I'm not gonna say it's like physically killing you, but
Well, you have to stand there and go like this, though, sometimes.
for
it can be.
3 minutes at a time.
What do
Okay,
you
so
do on
that's
your
not that-
non-racing time other than work? Just work.
Work, and then work on the race car now.
You got it out to your dad's shop?
Yeah.
So you got your car and Bobby Clark's car?
Yep. There's good camaraderie.
Yeah. They're a good group of guys.
Oh yeah, they're fun. I mean, they're a fun group of guys to be around.
How many times a night do you hear Slicker say, hell yeah?
At least 7.
And Jamie Adams, does he still help?
Yeah, he helps, and then Kenny Clark comes out, and he's always a good time to be around. Great guy. And then it's like the local hangout. You'll get a bunch of guys that just pile in. Some Aaron Boat from the
Yeah.
6 car, he comes out, hangs out.
I'm not real sure about the 6-car crew right now. They sometimes worry me, but
They're a great group of guys.
They are. Tyler Gunn ran the 29 a couple times, and I was really concerned about that because he's a pretty straight.
Yeah, he's a good
straight-edge
kid. I like him.
I like him a lot too, and
You're afraid your own team was going to wreck the poor kid?
I did.
That
I
is
actually
what
told,
she just admitted.
I told Dinah, I'm like, take it easy on the, don't we? And Tyler actually texted me then after they were done, after they got their motor back and everything, and he's like, I love them guys. They're a good time. I was like, oh gosh.
They're a great time. They're a good group of guys. You can learn a lot from them.
They
Learn
are.
a lot of bad stuff from them. But they're fun. They're fun
Well,
to be
I never
around.
know.
They make you laugh.
I never know what's coming out of Dinah's mouth when he
Oh, yeah.
opens his mouth. I cringe sometimes. I go, oh God, not Dustin again.
What time is it? Oh, 7:39. You guys getting warm yet?
A little bit.
It's
Alright.
warm in here.
Only a
isn't it?
wee bit.
Yeah, it's
We
crazy.
pretty much got over all the controversy stuff. Let's do our fun little game that we do here.
Okay.
Adding a ball with art. This is going to be a little harder for you, maybe. A little hard. Well, it could be hard for you too. You need to put this on your head like this. Draw your race car and put your number on it. It's 53 now, not 54.
I actually signed an autograph, 53, last Saturday night.
Don't feel
At
bad.
least 3 of them.
Every time I drive a car, I get in it and a caution comes out and they're like, so and so get in line behind whatever car I'm driving, and I'm rolling around like an idiot going, where's this guy at? I haven't seen him the whole race. And then I'm like, oh, it's me, I'm sorry. I'm like, why can't the guy just go, Cap, get in line, come on, seriously,
No
man.
kidding. Why can't he do that?
If Butch was still running out,
Oh, yeah.
he would.
Yeah, we all have names. I got called the 2 Plus.
So
They
I have
told me
to,
to get away from the pace car. Believe it or not.
I heard that.
Did you? Yeah. Like
The
I didn't even know he was
All-Star
there. Yeah.
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 Oh.
Kyle yelled at me to get away from the pace car.
Kyle does that. We were talking about that earlier. Sometimes he gets a little disrespectful.
Butch was way worse than...
Well, Butch just you expect.
Butch was a good guy,
Yeah.
but he could be pretty mean on the radio.
well, you guys didn't race at Waynesfield. Kyle, on the radio, every time they tell us to get in line, would tell us to get behind the OJ White Bronco.
That's
What's
nice.
the OJ? What? Oh.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
orange juice. The driver's
No, not quite
license.
OJ Simpson, come on, son.
I get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go ahead and draw us a picture there.
I have
Oh,
to
we make
put this
funny
on
smart.
top of my head.
Put it on your head and draw a picture of your race car. You drive sprint cars, not go-kart or an RC car.
See, neither one of these
Put it
guys
up there.
have watched our show, and they admitted it.
Now, Mark Keegan,
I don't even
Kenny
think.
Jacobs.
I don't even think I could draw the picture if I'm looking at it.
Well, then put it up there. Did you see him out there in the lobby?
I thought
No.
children drew those. Yeah, so
You're just
small
forgetting
children.
Who was it that said that?
Hey,
They-
who was on last 2 weeks ago?
Oh, this ought to be.
They said that they thought that the
Oh,
kids
Mike-
drew them,
I
and
think
then
it was Mike Birkin. He
yeah,
said
and then
a
the
bunch
people
of
signed
little
them
kids.
for him, but it wasn't. That's the real drivers. Mark Keegan, Jim Linder,
So all the
Kenny
cool guys.
Jacobs.
We've only
They all
had
did
one
it.
that hasn't. Rick Furbo just the minute he walked in, he's like, "I'm not doing the
He
drawing."
didn't even say hello.
No,
He came
I'm
in
not
and he
doing
said,
the drawing.
"I'm not doing the
At
drawing."
least that means he watched the show.
He did.
He did.
Somebody made him watch it down
We're
here.
really slacking,
I think
man.
Kathy must have made him
I
watch
guess
it.
this is gonna be great. I can't believe this is something I
See,
actually.
I have to draw left-handed, so it'd be harder, I think.
We do this every week, actually, and we've had more comments on this dumb thing that we do than
On
anything
this.
else we do.
Yeah.
Really?
Up until having you two guys on, then we actually
Well,
got like
because
10
you
comments.
get somebody like Savito, and instead of like really drawing the picture, he writes on top of his head, "Dussel is overrated." So that's the picture that's out in the hallway from Brian Savito.
Everybody else did a pretty good
He
job.
grew
Nate
up
Dussel was pretty
expectant,
good.
though.
Was it?
Don't feel bad, Craig Mintz rode
That's
his
an
09
awesome
backwards.
race car right there.
Does it look like a race car at all?
No.
Well, the nose wing's higher than the top wing.
Hey, I was there when you first started. A lot of your race cars looked like that in the show.
Oh.
Sign that for me so we can show the people and give that to DJ and let him try it.
I'll mess it up.
Hey, I was there when you had to cut the motor out of the front of that thing before.
Yeah.
There's the Cap Henry version.
I like how high the nose wing is.
You know what? It looks better
It
now.
probably
with
turns
the
good.
signature. Don't
Yeah,
you think?
like you
it was
did on
pretty.
purpose. You
Yeah, I
put the
feel
54 on the wing.
I did not. That's a
That's a
3. It's just a really.
Oh.
It just
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
fit on the wing.
You put the 53 on the wing.
Well, that's where it goes.
So yeah,
Oh, boy.
you made the mistake on the autograph. You are the 11F now, so make sure that gets put on there. And do a little better than him. Jeez.
Oh no, this is already horrible.
I wish they could see his eyes.
It's my face too. I feel
His
like
eyes are moving wherever the pen moves. His eyes are.
Oh, I know. I was doing like the. Like that is gonna help me draw any better.
Mark Keegan got his hat
Yeah.
on there.
That's what actually I think that's why it was so little. I was afraid of going off the paper and getting a paper.
He had black hair though.
Alright.
That was quick.
actually, that's a little better than yours.
That's
That's
definitely
believable.
Yeah, definitely
It is believable.
At least you
Yeah.
kind of know what it is. Cap just had some circles in a square. No offense.
There was a fuel tank on it.
I tried to draw a fuel tank.
Look at that wing on there. That's not too bad.
I think it's someone like Chris Andrews who like nailed it. It looks
Oh.
like he literally like
Because he's
sat
a
down.
perfectionist.
Yeah.
But when you set that up there against the other ones, though, you guys, you'll feel pretty
Alright.
good.
Yeah.
Some of them are
I'm okay with my toddler drawing.
shaky, no pun intended. Are you better? You good with your toddler drawing? That's right. All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We really don't need to close anything. We don't have any other videos or anything.
I think we have a commercial.
Do we have a?
Our Jeff Gordon commercial.
All right. Well, we can end with
We can
that
end with that.
if you want. We'll end with the Kick It stuff and.
Thanks to you guys for coming on. I know it was probably.
Sorry we didn't fight or anything.
Yeah. It,
Yeah, don't apologize to us.
It's
Apologize to the mad people out there.
Oh, sorry guys.
Maybe you guys can arm wrestle on the way out or
He'll
something.
beat me.
Oh,
I'm weak.
all right.
And the thing
Yeah.
is like this isn't going to be the last time for either one of them. That
Yeah.
this kind of situation because you're both young. You're going to race for a long time.
It's
We
pretty
are.
smooth for his first time.
Unless
to
you
go through,
run,
actually. So.
yeah, unless you run your own stuff for the rest of your life,
I don't want to do that.
you're probably it's too expensive, isn't it?
exactly.
Yep. And
It's
then-
not that bad. I mean, it's kind of freeing to a point, I guess.
Your 20-year-old.
You don't have to worry about losing your ride if you own it, right?
Right, exactly.
You never walk out in your shop and feel that sick feeling in your stomach that something's weird.
That I'm gonna get fired.
Something's going on here, and I just
Now he gets a sick stomach if he sees a crashed race car. How am I going to pay for it?
Yeah.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is that.
Whether
sometimes,
you
but-
own it or not probably isn't
Oh,
a good thing. Because
worst
then
part-
you go back to that whole sick feeling, oh my god, I wrecked their stuff, am I going to have something to race next week?
The worst part is like I've done enough already this year that I'm just like I'll just look at it and go, okay, am I fired? Like we can just get it out of the way. We don't need to make this long and awkward. You can just fire me now and I can leave.
That's not a good way to go, though. I mean, that's not good if it's that easy. Oh yeah, I'm getting fired from this on Tuesday. Watch. Yep, got fired. Looking for another one.
You
Unless
just,
you can get another one.
sometimes you can just kind of predict it. Like when as soon as you get out of the car and the way that people act, you're like,
That's that.
it's
air
like,
I'm
yeah,
talking
I'm not
about.
gonna be kept around.
Yeah.
And you can cut through it, and they won't make eye contact with you, and next
Oh,
thing
yeah.
you know, you show up to race and everything's padlocked shut, and on race day, yeah.
It's
all
easy to
those
predict it
things.
when your seat's already in your truck when you come back from the bathroom.
That's pretty awesome.
I don't even know if you know what to say.
I said goodbye.
See ya.
Yeah, it was bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.
Not for that. Just see ya. All right, go ahead and play that, Stephen Forrest. Thank you guys for coming in. I think we're coming back on next Tuesday at
Are you
7
getting fired?
p.m.
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
It's been a
It's
little tense.
up in the air
That's
every
why
week.
we brought you guys in here hoping to save us
Oh,
from our singing.
well, you could have told us you guys were getting fired. We could have made it way better.
Well,
We could have interviewed you.
Yeah.
You gotta let us know these things.
if we get fired, we got you two guys to blame. So,
Yeah.
Well,
We're
we're gonna call and see if we can get rides.
all right, hey, you two guys, you want to come back in here and do the show next Tuesday? I'll sit over there and I'll watch it.
I
And
got this thing with my back.
Good
Do
one.
you,
I'm good.
You
I'm
sure?
not a good talker.
it's easy. I mean, all you got to do is make notes like that, right there.
You know what? We can
And
just get a
face
whole
that.
bunch of people and we can just have them draw sprint cars on top of their head.
You know, that's what we've been doing. For
And
about
DJ is the quieter
16
of
weeks.
his boys. Matt did a lot of talking when he was in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. He did pretty good.
I've never heard. This is the most I've heard DJ talk.
I try to keep to myself.
Usually when I run into DJ, he's dancing somewhere without a shirt or. Just
Can't recall that one.
No, I just tease.
Been hanging out with Sabito or something?
No, I try. You pick your battles.
Philo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philo's the dancer, I think.
Philo's the dancer, but no, he keeps his shirt on.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, come back and see us next week. This has been the Last Lap Live. See ya.
Jeff Gordon here to tell you about the 3rd annual Fremont Speedway Kick-It event. Over the past 2 years, some of the best drivers, fans, crews, and local supporters from the Fremont area have battled it out on the kickball field to help raise more than $40,000 for pediatric cancer research. And this September, they'll take to the field again. Join in the fun at Fremont Speedway on Saturday, September 13th during the Jim Ford Classic Weekend. Shelly Lisky, Rich Farmer, and the entire Fremont Speedway staff are working hard to put together another amazing Kick-It tournament, so you won't want to miss it. Field a team or just come out and cheer them on. Either way, you'll have a great time and be helping kids with cancer. Full event details are listed at kickit.org. Good luck and thank you for kicking it.
I've been trying to do it right. I've been living a lonely life. I've been sleeping here instead. I've been sleeping in my bed. Sleeping in my bed. So show me family, all the blood that I will bleed. I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I went wrong, but I can write a song. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I don't think you're right for him. Look at what it might have been. Took a bus to Chinatown. I'd be standing on Canal and Bowery. She'd be standing next to me. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. Love we need is a matter.
$50,000 for the Kick-It Foundation.